Good evening. Is there any public comment? Seeing that there is no public comment, can we move to approve the minutes of the June 14th?
Mr. Chairman, move the minutes of June 14th for approval.
Second.
Let's have a vote. Mr. Woods,
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger, Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Tavosky.
Yes.
True. Yes.
Yes, Ms. True. Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
And is Lisa on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, she is here.
You're a very tiny square today.
Yeah, we don't see you.
There I know who goes.
Hi, Lisa.
Number 2, the treasurer's report. Can I have a
Move approval.
move approval?
Second.
Any questions, concerns? So let's take a vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Wood,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. True,
Yes.
Mr. Savosky,
Yes.
and Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Okay, that was a yes. And student activity account authorizations.
Move approval.
Second.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Wood,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. True,
Yes.
Mr. Solosky.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
and we have no old business. We have no student rep here tonight. Ms. Lynch.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Tonight before you for informational purposes, I have recent personnel action, hires of an electrical instructor, a school psychologist, 2 moderate disabilities instructors, accounts payable clerk, cafeteria worker, a maintenance mechanic, a confidential administrative assistant to the principal and to the superintendent, long title, Mr. Leganis. Administrative assistant to the principal, assistant superintendent, and associate principal, marketing instructor, class club advisors for the 22-23 school year, and fall coaches for the 23-24 school year. There's one thing that is left off the agenda. For us to hire an attendance monitor, I do need a school committee vote for that. So I'm asking for the school committee to hire Heidi Hannon as our attendance monitor for the 23-24
So moved.
school year.
Second.
Mr. Early,
Isn't it already on the
We're
paperwork?
at number 7.
It is, but we need to have a vote.
Okay. Yes.
Ms. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Wood,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. True,
Yes.
Mr. Savosky,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes. So resignations, I have a teaching assistant, a cafeteria worker / bus route driver, she's retiring, 3 route bus drivers, a science instructor, and a math instructor. Budget update, Carol will be providing an updated variance report for you this evening. MCAS this summer, we held MCAS summer camp offering English, math, and biology skill work. There were 120 students that attended the program. School building update, we have had several meetings over the last couple of months. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with local town clerks to go over the district-wide election that we will be having sometime tentatively in January. Kara Cosmas, David Sandin, our OPM, and Kevin Mahoney and I will be discussing logistics and timing with the clerks. I have more updates for you. I will have more updates for you in September. The MSB tentative approval for our schematic design is December 13th. At that point, the clock starts ticking, and we have 120 days to receive approval for the project by our communities. On Thursday, June 15th, I attended the school building city department meetings, preliminary project review. JCJ, Consigli Construction, Left Field, Kara Cosmas, Chris Leganis, and myself, along with Haverhill City department heads, attended a meeting to go over preliminary plans and design for the school building. This is our second meeting that we have had. It's been really helpful to get their input before we get too far along in the project to make sure that we're all on the same page. On Thursday, June 15th, I attended the MEP Systems remote meeting. We looked at the differences in HVAC components. The school building chose geothermal. We're now in the process of looking into rebates with Mass Save and other agencies. On Thursday, June 15th, I attended the Salisbury Annual Chamber Dinner at Sylvan Street Grill along with Chris Leganis. We were able to meet with local selectmen and local constituents to discuss the upcoming building project. On Friday, June 16th, I attended the remote site plan follow-up meeting. At this meeting, we discussed parking and school traffic plans. I've spent a lot of time looking at traffic plans. On Wednesday, June 21st through the 23rd, I attended the Skills USA Nationals in, not Kentucky, Atlanta, Georgia. It used to be in Kentucky. I'm happy to report that we won gold medals in every single competition that we were in. It was amazing. So a little side story, one of the students that was competing in electronics robotics brought a toolbox with all kinds of tools and wires and whatnot. Well, it got lost. His competition, so they went on Monday, it was lost. We had a teacher pull together a whole other toolbox. I went down on Wednesday. I brought it, but I was smart enough to put an Apple tag in it so I could track it. And sure enough, when I arrived in Atlanta, it was not on the plane. So I immediately went to the terminal and said, I can see where it is. It's right at the JetBlue terminal, and I need this by tomorrow morning. And we were able to get it back for him for tomorrow morning, and he won gold medal in the electronics robotics competition. So it was fabulous. I do want to say a special thank you to the staff, Jane Moskovich, Paul Moskovich, Dr. Beverly Stickles, Bruce Boisel, Catherine Stoughton, Bob Beaton. They gave up part of their summer vacation for 5 days, and it's a long 5 days. There's a lot of work to chaperoning kids on a project like this, and they gave it up, and amazing outcome. On Wednesday, July 5th, 26th, and August 2nd, I attended the Whittier's weekly executive project meetings. I'm happy to report that we are on target for the end of September to submit our schematic design to MSBA. On Thursday, July 7th, I attended the Whittier Tech Design Update meeting. On Tuesday, July 11th through the 13th, I attended the MASS conference. This was an amazing opportunity to meet with superintendents across the state while receiving professional development. On Thursday, I attended the Whittier Tech Site Update remote meeting. Thursday, July 20th. This was another review of the designs of the new building. On Tuesday, July 25th, I attended the school building committee meeting. The committee had the opportunity to review current schematic designs, review HVAC options, and plans for our next meeting. On Friday, July 28th, I attended the remote meeting with Rick Manley, Kara Cosmas, and Kevin Mahoney. We discussed our upcoming meeting with the city clerks in the district. The meeting will be tomorrow at the Poets Inn. And today I attended the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce meeting. In your packet, you received the end of the year survey. This was a survey that we sent out to all the staff at Whittier. I think it was very positive. That being said, there's obviously areas that we still need to work on. And so we spent, the principal and the associate principal spent one day with all the administrators. They went over the survey, they looked at results, and they developed plans to address some of the issues of deficiency. So I'm really happy with the work that they did for that, but I feel like it's important for you to see the good work that is happening here at school. And that
I have
is
a
all.
question on
Yeah.
that. Do you feel the entire staff has supported the cell phone / earbud policy? That was pretty high on no.
So I'm going to tell you why. I think the teachers,
It just stood out, that's why.
some teachers follow that policy
Yeah.
and other teachers do not. And it's become an issue of concern here in speaking with the teachers.
So
So
what's
that's
next?
something that we are addressing as an administrative team, looking at that to make sure this is the school rule.
Because it kind of stuck out.
Oh, 100%. And it's been an issue, the earbuds and the phones. The kids are very polite when you tell them to put away their phone and take their earbuds out, but they do, and then 2 seconds later, I think it's back out. So it's something we're going to continue to kind of focus on here because, you know, it's disrespectful, one, to have earbuds in when somebody's talking, and this is school. They need to be gone, and, you know, when school's in session, they need to be put away.
How about the teachers? Are they right on board with it?
Some, I think that's the issue. Some are more on board with it than others. But collectively, as a school, we have to support one another, and this is the rule, so we all need to support that rule.
So you gotta work on it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Mr. Chairman.
Joanne?
Gary, I
Yes.
just had a comment. I was really pleased to see that the majority, 99 or whatever, 0.9% of people felt safe at school.
Mhm.
And I think that's a really huge, big deal.
Yeah.
I think it's something that I thought about years ago when my sons were attending here. I felt like it was a very safe environment, and you continue to do that and make a commitment to that.
Right.
I think the kids can't learn if they don't feel safe, so,
Right.
and the teachers as well, so it's just, can't function, so excellent work.
And safety is two things. It's physical safety and it's emotional
I
safety.
know,
And so those are two things that we really try to make sure that we work on here.
yep, I know. It's nice to
Marina,
see.
I think it's important for the teachers to see what they're thinking and collegially. I think this was an excellent survey, and if you're also working on the negative, that's even more positive,
Right.
if you know what I'm saying.
There's always room for improvement, and I think we gotta take the time to do that.
And the fact of the matter is, 1 and 2 are always gonna be negative no matter what, so, I mean, but at least if you can you've already addressed most of it, it's a positive survey. If whatever's negative, if you can address part of that, then I think,
Right.
good news.
Right, so the administrators, again, they looked at their section of the survey, and they're developing their own personal goals, for this year to kind of go around on some of the issues that may have come up from the survey.
Good job.
Any other questions, concerns?
It was a good report.
Thank you.
Really, that was a good thing to do.
Thank you.
And I believe the teachers all felt comfortable about it too.
Well, they were allowed to leave their names, and the great thing about when someone does leave their name, if we needed to follow up with certain questions, we could say, can you please explain that so I can understand, or get more information about how we can improve? I hope that they leave names, and all of them didn't, but I do think it's a positive when they do leave
Makes
their
it
names,
easier
so
for
we
you.
can improve.
You
The
wanna
only
know,
way we
you
can
wanna know where
improve.
the problem is.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lynch.
You're welcome.
Mr. Leganis?
You're still here.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, rest of the school committee members. In your packets, I'm here to present the school improvement plan for this year, and also in your packet was the eval draft from last year, so 2022, 2023. If there are any questions, I'll move, and I'll just go over a few highlighted areas in the draft of the 2023, 2024 school improvement plan. We good?
Great wait time.
Awesome. All right, so 2023, 2024, wow. Just a couple of highlights, and just the first area, those of you, the Student Success Program, we changed the name, and this is kind of nice because we're moving away from COVID here, where we had it was called our Learning Loss Team. And we wanted to, because it's a successful program that I know Superintendent Lynch, as well as some of the other administrators were involved in, and it's teachers that are empowering and helping students and staff moving forward with the curriculum. So it's been an awesome team. We look forward to, this year. They started this summer, which is great. The team of 5 teachers, and the sky is endless, and it's all positive now that we're going forward. Another great highlight, if you could look at section 1.3, it's our history curriculum. Everything is aligned 100%. If you remember our Savas online curriculum, all the PD has happened last year. We're ready to rock and roll this year, as I say. And also, this is the first time the civics engagement project, from the state our 8th graders, incoming 9th graders, they got sort of they got their projects, and they're going to start come, August 30th when we come back here. So it's nice that went out with our summer reading. So they're going to get right into it for their freshman year, which is awesome. If you could go down to 1.5, you can see we added some new wellness and lifetime activities, as well as you hear Superintendent Lynch talk about our Skills USA, how successful, and Skills USA Career Essentials, some of our new electives, they were already added for this year. Let's see what else. Oh, another one, if you looked at 1.7, turn the page. We're offering, there's 3 AP courses that are offered. We have AP Environmental, AP Chemistry, and also AP World History that's in our program of studies. Again, great positive things happening at the Tech this year. I also, let's see where else. Oh yes, we're talking about safety and security on section 2.1. If you want to flip to section 2.1, we're going to continue with our ALICE programs. Thanks to Kevin and his crew, we've added, phones in each room that, if there is an emergency, staff can call 911 if they had to. Also, high definition cameras were added, a few of them last year. Also, again, helping with our safety and security of our building. Let's see, what else? 2.4, we had an amazing program this summer, which was Whittier's Employability Program. It continued, it started last year, and it continued this summer for our special ed students. And it was just an amazing program. I know Christine Morrison joined Miss Cook and Miss Bucko out there with our children. They were working at Long Hill Farm in West Newbury, and also in Tom's Discount in Salisbury. So our kids this summer. So it was awesome. They sent Superintendent Lynch the pictures of myself, and it was just fun to see our kids out there succeeding. Let's see what else I have for you. Oh yes, another one. This is another safety and well-being of students. If you could go to 2.12, our 3 adjustment counselors who are absolutely amazing. Our whole counseling team is amazing. But the adjustment counselors came to us at the end of the year and said, we need something beyond our BREATHE program with our drug awareness programs. And they were able to land this program. It's called I Decide. And MGH, Mass General, and Harvard are involved in this program. So it'll be another program where we can send our kids and educate them on the effects of drug use. And I believe in October, we're going to send a few adjustment counselors and also one of our assistant principals to go get trained in the program. So it's great to have another program, progressive program that we can give to our children with, and talking about the vaping and the drug use and all that. So again, well-being of children. It also fits very well into our tiered system that we had, our 3-tiered system. That's what their system is. It's all about, if you look it up online, it's a pretty amazing program they have with all the doctors involved and some of the stuff to remedy it. So hopefully that'll be a great help to us and moving forward. Then the last couple here on this if you want to go to 2.16 and 2.17, again, marine technology. This is our first year in existence. I believe the number of kids, 13 kids are ready to go for our vocational area in marine tech this year, which is awesome.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. So we're happy about that. And then possibly the 24th program, if we go to 2.17, we're going to have a construction crafts laborers program. It's only exploratory this year. And hopefully that will get in there. And basically, if that involves, identifying construction materials, scaffolding, safety assembly, site project preparation, and excavation helping. So that's what that will be, hopefully.
just, did I miss something? Is it called construction craft?
It's, yeah, construction
Is that the
craft
name of the-
laborers.
Of the shop?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and that's it'll be an exploratory this year.
We'll be seeking approval from the Department of Education at the end of this year. So you have to do an exploratory program. There are a lot of jobs right now in that field.
Yes, there
And
are.
so providing students the opportunity to get good paying jobs is our charter. So we're going to move forward with that program.
Awesome. Let's see, so if you want to skip to 4.8, and, we have, we've been concentrating on our co-teaching models within our classrooms. This is a big push this year, which makes sense. We've hired a school psychologist that's going to do a lot of the testing. So our teachers, our co-teachers, mainly our special ed teachers, won't be pulled out of the classrooms. So we'll have that co-teaching model, and that marriage will stay in place for most of the year. And again, enhancing our children's chances to, with their learning, which is awesome. So that addition is going to be interesting to watch, and also exciting for the co-teachers to be together. And, hopefully, as we call it, the marriages there won't be too many divorces. So,
Can I just ask a
Yes.
question about that? It says that you're going to implement a more complete co-teaching model. What have you had so far?
so we've had that co-teaching model with the special ed teachers in the classrooms
To what
for the
degree?
inclusion, but they've been pulled out for testing, a lot of testing. And it's tough because they get pulled out for the testing, they get pulled out for the meetings. And, again, the kids are still in the classroom with that, the lead teacher of the concentration. So,
How many classrooms do you have co-teaching?
16 special ed teachers.
Oh, so it's all?
It's all
co-teaching?
inclusive,
Oh,
yeah.
it's all inclusive.
Yeah, it's
So
all
All your
inclusive. Yep.
CP2 classes are
Yep.
inclusive, and actually what we're looking at doing is more of a heterogeneous model, where it's CP1 and a special education teacher, and kind of looking at piloting that program to see if that's the route we should go, instead of having CP2 special ed kind of groupings, and just have CP1 groupings. And this discussion happened because of the student success program. Not because they really said that, it's really hard to develop a program when, the inclusion teacher has to leave to test or has to leave for a meeting. And it's really hard to kind of work through some of those issues. So this was a way for the teachers to be able to, and really what we tried to do this year is set up teachers to stay in one class the whole time, or with one teacher or two teachers instead of 4, right? So that those teachers and that inclusion teacher can really begin to work together, be able to plan together, be able to work together about students that may be having issues. So, and a lot of those discussions happen because of the student success program, and having those meetings with those leaders, because that really came out as an issue that we
That's
wanted to
great. I
address.
love that. As many of you know, I am a teacher,
Yeah.
so that makes a lot of sense.
And a lot of it is all, like Superintendent Lynch is saying, a lot of it is teacher-driven, which is awesome. Yes.
I want to get back to something on the 13 that are going into the Marine Division freshmen. What classes aren't attracting kids? What trades?
Oh, boy.
I know a
I
few
think
years.
I think really, we're pretty evened out. I would say that the true trades are really coming back, your
Yeah,
electrical,
yeah.
your plumbing, your HVAC. I would say masonry, advanced manufacturing, they might be a little bit lighter,
Yeah.
but right now, and that changes, right? So students might choose that, I want to be in marketing, but you know what, I really have an interest in masonry now. And so that's kind of always moving and changing. But, I think we as a district feel really committed that the money follows the kids, right? So if there's a program that we're not getting the enrollment for, then we need to look at that program and say, what is happening in that?
Some
program?
years ago, we got rid of what? Diesel mechanic?
Masonry.
What other one did we get rid of?
Diesel.
Masonry.
Masonry's always had an issue of being a little, it's a tough trade.
Nobody wants to
It's a
work.
tough
Nobody
trade.
wants to do it. It's bad.
It's a tough trade,
It's physical labor.
right?
That's it.
Thank you. Oh, one other thing. I don't know if it's a question for you.
Yep.
We've
yep.
got 3 adjustment counselors
Mhm.
now. Did we talk about possibly putting another one on?
At this time, we have with a new school psychologist.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that's
we're,
gonna
right,
replace one right now,
Right.
okay?
So we're
I know we
feeling,
talked about that, thank you.
And those three adjustment counselors.
Great. I know they are.
Amazing.
I know.
They're amazing. The whole crew's amazing. So,
I hear it,
yeah.
I hear it.
And for guidance counselors.
Yes. Yes.
Chris, back on 1.8, the instructional technology specialist,
Yes.
does that person go from class to class, and how many classes are involved?
Well, that person is there for, it's like, almost like a teacher coach, but specializing in technology. So she is going to, go to whatever teachers might need some extra help in some of the technology and help them, help them move forward in getting acclimated to our system. So it's really, it's a need.
right, I think it's making sure that the technology that we are providing instructors and our students is being used effectively. And I think this position really allows that opportunity to do a deeper dive than what Kevin is able to do as, the IT director. So this is looking at different software, helping with Power School. I mean, there's so much going on in technology that we really needed some support for the teachers.
Yeah.
That, I noticed was also a more negative
Yes.
survey results too.
Right.
A lot of the assessment tests too, with the practice testing
Yeah.
that Superintendent Lynch is talking about on Power School, those are, pretty involved. And I know my associate, Katrina, could tell you that more in depth with the MCAS. So they use that as practice, and they're pretty in depth, to get into the computers and find those different applications.
Isn't that new history program also totally online?
Yes. Yep. Savas.
Yeah,
Savas. I think they say Savas. So, yeah, it's all
And the
online.
history department's used a lot of work with that curriculum, and they've done a lot of professional development, so.
How closely was the Savage program aligned with the state
It-
civics?
100%.
It is now, but
Yeah.
when it came through,
It was,
pretty close?
yeah,
I know instructional activity, we looked at it, it looked pretty good.
right.
Thank you.
Just one more question.
Yeah, no problem.
The AP World History, that's being offered what year?
I believe it's
an online.
senior year, right? Senior year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty exciting to have 3
Yeah.
more AP courses.
Any other questions, concerns? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
You
Great
gonna
to
vote
see
on
everyone.
this?
Oh,
Chris, how was your summer?
good.
It was
Yeah.
great. I had the 5 days last week off, and I get most of the
I
sun.
move the acceptance of the school improvement.
Second.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Carpenter,
Yes.
Mr. Wood,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Troop.
Yes.
Mr. Salarski.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Just got the thumb. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, members of the committee. Nice to see you all. I have a few things for you this evening. As we always do at this meeting, this August meeting at the end of the year, you will see a transfer request and a variance report, and this is how the accounts ended up at the end of the year. The variance report this year, I always also include columns with the transfer due to, due from, and you'll see in that report that this balances out the accounts. There's a lot of shuffling that goes on, but particularly these past couple of years, we've been very, very lucky with grants. We had 900,000 basically in equipment grants this year and another $500,000 in career technical initiative. So what happens is a lot of the things that we plan for in the school budget get shifted over to the grants, which leaves money in the school budget. So we do a lot of prepayments or pre-ordering for the next year. And we usually end up with a decent balance that helps us build up our E&D that goes into our stabilization account. So requesting that you approve the transfer that will balance all of the FY23 accounts at the end of this year.
Move approval of the transfer request.
I do have one quick question.
Yes,
which is a good one. You had 100,000 on line item 2305, it's on the special education. You had $100,000, that is surplus.
Yes, because we were able to shift them into grants.
Okay, that.
Yep, we
Thank you.
did.
We have to vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger,
Yes.
Mr. Wood,
Absolutely.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Like a
Aye.
politician.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
I have
It's true.
to do that.
Yes.
Mrs. Savorsky,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor,
Yes.
Thank you. One of the things I wanted to update you on that we did use some of that excess money that was left over for was, as you recall, I came to you a few months ago saying that we were going to take a loan out for those 17 buses, and we were going to do a down payment at the end of this year, and then we were going to take a loan for the next 3 years. We had enough money because of the capital grants that we were able to pay that loan down on June 15th. So we now own all 17 buses. So if you look in the last line of the transfer, it was 491,000 that was going in to pay the buses off. So now what we will do going forward is try to see if we can get maybe smaller leases. Like every year we might do 5 or 6 buses. It was great to do the 17 buses. It was hard to replace the 17 buses. So we'll keep on top of that, but we now own all 17 buses. So that was one of the things we thought it was a good thing to use for. So we paid basically very little to nothing in interest.
Are we looking for a couple more buses right now?
No,
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 we just
we've
bought
got
7.
we've
enough.
got 27, 28 buses. We've got a couple of spares, and we've got 27 routes and 2 spares, I think. Yeah, we're good.
Are we getting pressured also to get electric buses?
We hear all kinds of things about it, and the superintendent and I attended a meeting when we went down to the conference for MASS, MASC. The problem with us is the distance that we travel. We just don't have, the technology's not ready for what we need it for yet, between the charge times and the length of time and the amount of mileage. So, yeah, we're looking at it, but I think we need to wait a couple of years till it meets our needs. Some other good news I just wanted to let you know about in Mr. Leganis's school improvement plan, I think we referenced one of them was about free school lunch. And I know you've probably all heard that they're hoping to make it permanent in Massachusetts. But Whittier doesn't have to worry about that because we were approved this year for community eligibility provisional status, which means we had enough directly certified free and reduced students that were over the 40%. So Whittier will be a free breakfast and lunch site for probably the future going on. So we will.
For everybody?
For everybody, yeah. So regardless of what happens at the state, we received that designation this year. So I thought you would like to know about that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunately, it's the way the economics go, but it works in our favor because we definitely saw an uptick.
It's not on Havel's back, right?
Mr. We definitely saw an uptick in the kids who ate. It really did make a big difference, the students who ate. It was like 700 or 800 students a day, which is much more than we were seeing. And then finally, Whittier Tech Educational Foundation, just to remind you, our 6th annual golf tournament will be held this coming Monday at the Black Swan Country Club in Georgetown. We do still have a few spots available for golfing if people want to golf. We also have spots available for lunch. So if anybody has not already signed up or done anything and would like to join us, you can go onto the Whittier Tech website and go under the foundation tab, and we'd love to see you. Also, do we
I
want
mean,
to?
as everyone knows, I did win the first.
Oh, here we go, yes.
Maureen, that's gone by.
I'm playing again this
Oh,
year,
and
so it's on.
And by the way,
That's
it was
gone by.
fixed. It was fixed.
It was not
That's-
fixed.
That's who her team
I
was.
think there's some problem.
I won. My
She
name's on
won.
the trophy.
Which never left the spaghetti.
Let it go, Maureen.
That's your opinion.
Wow.
That's your opinion.
And
It's
just,
fact.
you'll hear more about this from Ms. Lynch and I as we go forward, but on October 13th, we want to get through this event first, will be our first athletic Hall of Fame for Whittier Tech. So you'll hear more about that once we get through this, but that's kind of exciting. We are really looking forward to doing an athletic Hall of Fame here. And that's all I have for you
The
tonight.
first one in 50 years.
50 years,
amazing.
yep. 50-year celebration. Thank you so much.
In September, we're going to be reviewing the strategic plan, and also Superintendent will be providing us an update on her goals.
Not just my golf game.
And subcommittee reports. Executive, we haven't met, we need, okay. Instructional personnel.
We haven't met, but I believe there's a meeting scheduled for September 23rd.
Okay.
I know.
I think the last meeting,
Didn't we say that at the last, yes, we did.
we said the 23rd of September, I believe. Usually late September or
Okay.
October, we have one.
What's the time on that, please?
I believe it's 9 in the morning.
Okay, I
right?
just want to make sure I don't think I have that on my calendar. so. Wait, 9 AM, okay, September 23rd, in the office.
It was the last week of school.
In the minutes, at least.
Nothing about
Check
it.
the
It's not
minutes.
happening.
Okay, so we have a meeting on set for September 23rd at 9 AM.
Alrighty.
9 AM?
That's what it says.
Really?
We'll get back to the committee about the exact time and date.
Okay.
Plant
Oh,
operation.
wait a second. Correction.
We were just gonna take your word for
Well,
Sandy would have to.
it looks like,
it. Yeah, 9 AM
Yeah,
wouldn't
Sandy
work for
can't do
you.
9.
Or late, yeah, later maybe.
August 23rd.
It's not September 13th, is it?
No, I think it's August 23rd.
That makes more sense.
9 o'clock in the morning, August 23rd.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that date's not gonna work for us. It's new teacher day. How about we do it after the September meeting? Let me see what we have to do, because right now I'm not sure what we would cover other than beginning
No,
of
that's
school
fine.
year.
It's usually late September, October anyway.
Yeah. Yep, and I'm actually not in the building.
So do you want to scratch it and set a meeting?
We'll set another meeting. Well, at
At the next
At the
meeting?
September meeting, we'll set up a instructional.
Okay, great, all right.
Plant operation.
Lent operations met earlier this evening, and the minutes will be in next month's report.
Also
announce
the chairperson.
Yes.
That'll be in the minutes.
Salary and negotiations, Mr.
I
Early.
don't believe we have anything set, but things are gonna come in soon.
I think we have another year or two on the contract, but yes.
Policy, Mr. Irving.
Mr. Chairman, I move the minutes of June 14th for a vote.
Second.
Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Carpenter.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mr. Irving.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. True.
Yes,
Mr. Savosky.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor. Any questions or concerns?
I have more, Mr. Chair. Posted in your agenda this evening, also for a second reading. There's a long list of policies, starting with AA Regional School District legal status, going to KDD, news media relations, news releases. And we need that for a second vote. So I move those for a second vote
Second.
Final vote?
and final vote.
So second and final? Okay. Mr. Early.
Yes.
Ms. Carpenter.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mr. Irving.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. True.
yes,
Mr. Savosky.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Yes.
We had a meeting this evening, Mr. Chair, but not a quorum. So basically, we just discussed for informational purposes, the admissions policy. And that will be in your packet for September. Each year, we review the admission policy each August, September. So we'll be bringing that forward. The superintendent will send out a clean copy of any adjustments that have been made, any questions we can go over in September. And that's it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, The next regular scheduled meeting date is September 13th at 6:30. And the new business, we're looking at the next year's school committee meetings.
Do you want me to chime in a little bit? So the November 8th meeting falls on the MASC conference. So we're wondering if the committee would move that to Monday, November 6th, instead of a Wednesday.
Yeah, so go, the meeting before we go.
Right. And then on February 14th, not just because it's Valentine's Day, but I'm going to a conference on the 14th, so if we can move that meeting to Tuesday, the 13th, February 13th.
Your husband going with you?
Yeah, maybe.
What's the date of that?
February 13th, Tuesday. So the November meeting is November 6th, Monday, November 6th, and then the February 14th is Tuesday, February 13th.
Ready, Brad?
I'll send out paperwork on it, thank you.
Any other questions? There's no executive.
Mr. Chairman, move to adjourn.
Second.
That was a bad 43 minutes.
Mr. Early, Ms. Carpenter.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Mr. Wood.
Yes.
Mr. Irving. Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Drew.
Yes.
Mr. Sabansky.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor. Ms. O'Connor.